This is 3 simple and creative lighting setups for street portraits. Let's go. Hello, my friends. My name is Pi. This is my friend Kiara. Pretty sure you met her before, but we will link her up so you can give her a follow anyway. We are in downtown Santa Monica today, and we're going to be shooting with the OCF Beauty Dish, and I have it set with an A2. So yeah, I can rock this minimalistic setup, go anywhere, and I'm going to show you guys some of my favorite techniques when it comes to just lighting and shooting solo. Let's go. My favorite thing about this setup, obviously, is size and portability. All of it fits right here. This is my flash. This is the A2, size of a soda can. We have the OCF Beauty Dish. We have the 2 adapters that we're gonna need. So let's go ahead and set it up right now. This does use a rod system, but one of the things that I kind of love about this is, as you can see, it's so portable. It goes literally anywhere. So I do a lot of destination shoots. I do a lot of location-based shoots. And this type of a system allows me to just get this bag all compacted and down into my luggage, and it fits virtually everywhere I go. Plus, it's really not difficult to set up at all. I don't know why people freak out about it. As you can see, while talking, I'm already done. All right, we're gonna close this guy up. Okay. For some reason, I love alleys. So we're just gonna start here. That sounded like a really creepy thing to say, but look, I'm gonna show you why. I love the depth of an alley, the kind of light shaping that it creates naturally. And with one like this, we already have kind of water. So I'm gonna bring Kiara in and just kind of show you what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of placing Kiara kind of like right in the middle of this so that this highlight in the background where the sky is sort of drops directly into her. You're gonna see what it looks like in the shot. I'm gonna grab my camera. I just am still going with my 28-70. You can honestly use any camera lens combo you want for this. For this particular shot, I'd recommend something a little more telephoto. So I'm gonna go all the way to 70, but if you got like an 85 or 7200, that's even better. You'll get more compression out of it. For the composition, I'm basically gonna bring my camera down right to this water. And I just need to find a spot where I got a good little patch of water where I can see a reflection. And I'm gonna set my shutter to around 1/1000th, low ISO f2. And this is roughly the composition I'm kind of going for. So it looks really nice. I love you can kind of go for a more distinct reflection, but I like the way that it looks kind of blurry a bit. I love the compression on the buildings. For what I want to do in this scene, I'm going to use the Beauty Dish more like a softbox in this scene. So let's go ahead and just set it up real quick. I've got the A2 over here. It's already placed on. I'm using the white. This comes in a couple different variations. You can get the white or the silver. Honestly, when you're shooting out midday like this, probably the silver is going to be a little bit better just because it's going to get more light to your subject. The white is going to lose just a little bit of light in the process, but you get a bit of a softer light. Either way, though, you can't go wrong. I'm gonna place it on my stand, and I'm gonna use my backpack. This is kind of what I do on the go. If you do this, do it at your own risk. But I'm gonna go ahead and just use the backpack as kind of my sandbag. And I'm gonna bring it a little closer to Kiara. So basically, this is just off to Kiara's right side. So sort of perpendicular to her. So basically, this is just off to Kiara's right side. It's about a few feet away from her, just enough that it's mostly out of the shot, and it's at full power. I love that. Hold that. Don't move this pose. So this is what it looks like when kind of zoomed in and getting some depth in the background. I'll show you also, if we go a little bit closer, we can find a spot where we can get a more clear reflection. Keep doing the same exact pose. So here I'm going to zoom out, and we're much closer now. From that closer angle, we get a much more defined reflection, although we kind of lose the depth on the buildings. I like it both ways. You guys just choose whatever you like. But the setup is really simple. You just get the OCF Beauty right on that stand, just directly to the right of your model, and shoot away. I'm gonna actually keep shooting now. So let's get some more shots. Now look at the difference. At the same exposure, we have the image on the left without flash versus the image on the right. Now zooming in, we can see that there is some natural light on the face, and we could go with a brighter exposure, but by adding light, we get this beautiful light quality. We can also create the direction of light that we want, and that makes a huge world of difference when it comes to lifting out the image. Now let's put the 3 images side by side. So here's without flash, here's with flash, and here's the final edit. When it comes to this final edit, all it is inside of Lightroom is just a basic preset that I created. I also made the background just a little bit more blue, right? But what I needed was the light that we added. I needed the natural light direction, because if I were to apply the exact same look to this image, well, I can actually show you. This is what it would look like. So this is the exact same edit applied over the image that has lighting versus the one that's just shot natural. World of difference. This is one of my favorite techniques when lighting and shooting solo. I'm actually gonna boom the light in. I'll show you in just a second. Let's talk composition first though. For this image, I love this building that's kind of dropping in, creating this perspective. I've set up my camera onto a tripod. You'll know why in just a second, so that way I can boom the light in and kind of have this free from my body. But the other thing I'm doing is I'm shooting sort of wide. This is on the 20-70 set to 28 millimeters, so it's kind of wider, and I'm placing Kiara on the left third of the frame, or close to it. And I'm just kind of allowing this perspective to drop into her. I'm also gonna be setting the exposure to something a bit brighter. I wanna go for a little bit more of like a commercial vibe and kind of almost a natural look, but with a bit of polish with a little bit of extra light. If I take this shot the way it is though, you'll notice that as I bring Kiara's face to kind of this side, you'll notice that there's just kind of not that much light direction on her face and on her body. We need to lift her out a little bit. And that's what we're gonna use our light for. But you'll see the exposure is actually quite bright. I wanted to have this overall sort of natural vibe. So always set your intention with your exposure. You want something more dramatic, pull the exposure down. You want something brighter, more natural, bring the exposure up. And then we're simply gonna choose the power that kind of compensates or corresponds to that, right? So with this sort of dialed in, I'm gonna go for this. Kiara, look into the camera for this one right there, but keep the chin a little bit more to this side. That's great. Okay, so this is the shot I wanna go for. Now all I gotta do is set up my light. So what I'm gonna do is get my A2 with my beauty dish right onto a nano stand. This is a Profoto nano stand. They're super portable, lightweight, easy to go. And I'm not even gonna open up the legs of the stand. I'm just gonna boom it out. So I'm gonna use it kind of on my hip, and I'm gonna hold it out into the shot when I'm ready to get it. Because I don't want the camera to fire instantly, I'm gonna go ahead and put this onto a 2-second timer. I'm gonna set up Kiara's pose, that's it. You're gonna look right at the eyes, right into the camera. That's perfect, Kiara. We got a clean background, let's go. Perfect. I love holding the light into the shot. See, oftentimes we're lighting from these angles, like directly over the camera. We end up getting kind of a more flat light. This, booming it through and into the scene, allows me to get a really directional light, really bring it close to the face. And don't worry, if it's close and it's in your shot like here, we can still actually Photoshop it out by just doing a plate shot. And then you can bring those into Photoshop, layer it, knock it out real quick. It's very easy to do. I love that. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep shooting with this setup. And I love the pose, Kiara. You can switch it up a little bit, maybe bring the hand up and over, tip the hat back a little bit. Oh, I love that looking up. Let's actually do one where you're kind of looking up and towards the light. So get the camera onto a tripod, use that timer, and then simply boom the light in exactly where you want it. You can get close, you can get distance, you can get really cool angles. This is one of my favorite things to do. Okay, we have this mural here. And my thought is to actually use the beauty dish like a traditional beauty dish. So I'm gonna boom it up and over. But let me show you first kind of what I'm thinking, because this type of light, the beauty dish against a mural that has a lot of color, will create a really cool natural vignette around our subject. And I think it's gonna look really great. Let's just take a kind of a before shot. We'll do a natural light shot just to kind of show you guys what it looks like, just natural. So this is just kind of natural light. And then the exposure I'm gonna go for is actually quite a bit darker. So the baseline exposure knocks out most of the ambient light. So it looks like this. It's leaving just enough shadow around the edges where I can still see what it is. So now I have the beauty dish that's boomed out just onto my nano stand. I'm gonna go ahead and place this under my arm just like this, and I can look and see exactly when it's in the shot versus out. So with Kiara right against the wall like that, I'm gonna hold it just up, and boom, that looks fantastic. I love that. I need to work out more, but I love that. All right, Kiara, go ahead with each pop now to go ahead and switch up the pose. While Kiara's looking through there, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you took away from this some really simple minimalistic concepts and lighting setups that you can use just to light and shoot awesome images on your own anywhere. Now, if you guys enjoyed the video, I'd love to see you all in the comments. I do read all the comments. I get lots of ideas from you all. So if you guys have any questions, any thoughts, things you'd like to see, let me know. And we're also going to link up all the gear that we use in the description of the video as well. That's it for me. See you guys in the next video. Peace.